really sexual in here tonight. I'm pretty sure most of the audience is baked based on everybody's giggling tonight. Kevin, I might be super baked, but I'm pretty sure copyrights don't work that way. You can definitely say the name of songs. Nobody's gonna like drop in out of the ceiling and sue you. That's not how copy works, but either way. All right, well, we're talking sex tonight. Have you guys ever had such bad sex, like just awkward bad sex that it made you question your sexuality? I got a few yeps right away. Well, it'll happen. So, I was about maybe 24 years old. That's like sexual peak time for guys. Ladies, you'll get there. Sexual peak time, and I happened to be hosting a little after-bar party at my apartment at the time. And one of my buddies was over with his, I would say his girlfriend. It's just some broad he was banging, to be honest. And she had her friend with, and they sold me on it by saying, dude, after party, sure thing. Okay? So it had been probably about a year since I really got down to the business, so I figured, why not? Let's do this. Let's see what happens. And one thing leads to another, and we're in my room, and evidently that day, this is one of those nights where your dick just calls in sick, says, nah, fuck you, I'm not showing up. So we're fooling around, and she's fine looking, especially for 3 o'clock in the morning after like a bunch of shots and stuff. She's fine, and I'm just not into it at all. So I call a timeout, make a trip to the old bathroom, and I'm in the bathroom like John Wooden at halftime, just talking to my dick like, come on, let's fucking do this. And I'm walking back and forth, and I remember being in front of the mirror like slapping my face, telling myself I can do it. I'm like shaking my dick, like trying to get it going. And he's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Have you smelt that shit? It smells like a sweaty fucking jib bag full of dead fish. I know, I was there. I smelled it, exactly. And I'm like, dude, let's do this, Humans, two instincts, fight or flight. I'm a fighter, so I'm like, flight is not in the option. We're at my place. I'd have to jump off the balcony or just be really mean to the point where she would leave. So I decide I'm going to fight this one out. And not like I'm going to go and like box her pussy or something like that. But I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try and put on a performance, Maybe tuck it inside and see how it feels and just get into it. Well, that's not working at all. So, alcohol makes you a little creative. And I decide, well, I'll just use my hands. I'll see if I can trick her. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. You're quiet, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Cock fingers, you're like trying to figure out. So I'm like, oh, I'll just trick her. And I'm like doing the motion like I'm really doing it. But it's all hand. This guy, he's checked out. He's like, fuck you, I'm done. So I'm throwing gang signs in this girl's pussy trying to formulate a dick. And I imagine she wasn't nearly as drunk as I was, but she's probably like, this guy's got a mutant dick or he thinks I'm stupid. So the old gang signs in the vagina, that shit doesn't work. And I'm like thinking, well, maybe I'll just, we'll do oral. And I got halfway down to the belly button and decided I was going to bail on that. Well, needless to say that the night did not turn out well whatsoever. And I started questioning myself. I'm 24 years old. I'm way too young. It can't be erectile dysfunction. And I wasn't drunk enough to call it whiskey dick. So I'm like, shit, maybe I'm gay. Like, it's been about a year since I got some ass, and maybe something happened in that time. I went to art school. I could have got converted. I've seen TV. I know how it works. So I'm like, you know what? There's only one way to fucking tell this. I turn on gay porn. I'm like, all right, we're going to figure this out right now. All right, perfect timing. So I'm sitting there, if you want a visual, naked. Yes! I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm going to check out this gay porn, see what it does. I got to figure this out. I'm too young to just abandon it. I'm going to go one way or the other. Sex is fun. Let's do this. And I'm watching gay porn, and I got one eye on the screen, and I'm just back and forth to my situation, like, don't you dare.
Oh my God.
Gay porn did nothing, so I'm like, all right, let's transgress. Let's move on a little bit. Next thing I tried some tranny. Nothing. Somehow I stumbled onto Dancing Bear. Have you guys aware? I can tell some of you know what Dancing Bear is. All right. For those of you that don't know what Dancing Bear is, it's like Fogo de Chao for sluts. So rather than walking around with a bunch of dudes with meat, like you flip over your little thing, yes or no, I want meat, it's really just a bunch of dudes at a club with all these girls, and they've got what looks like a toddler teething toy around their cock, and they're just like shaking their dicks at girls, and girls are either like, no, turn their head, or they're clapping, and everybody's like, suck that dick, suck that dick. One of those classy parties. I can imagine them renting this place out on Sundays for it, actually. I think some of you have actually been to one. So I started thinking about it. It's like it is Fogo de Chao for sluts. The difference is that Fogo de Chao, like the negative side effects is you're going to get meat sweats, maybe you'll shit your pants. The negative side effects of going to one of these parties is you're probably going to get crabs that taste like whipped cream. So I mean, you can judge for yourself what's worse, but I will end on this. I had to do a little research actually for that joke. So anybody who checks my browser history in the last 24 hours is going to be super fucking confused because it's Dancing Bear, Fogo de Chao, because I wasn't quite sure how to spell it. Cock rings, and then toddler teething toys. So if I'm not here next week, it's because I was put on some sort of like child raper list for doing things for the NSA. So, man, thank you guys.
Ant, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo! That's your cue to clap. People been here for an hour and a half. Figure it out. Thank you. Who else is going home and Googling dancing bears? Yeah, I have a plan tonight. Also, the comedy